We got 3 minutes more to go. Hiya.
Jai Baba Sam uncle.
Hi, Jai Baba Meher. That's a nice picture of Baba you have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Baba.
Sam uncle,
Ji.
did you ever fly Meher Baba?
No, darling. I never had this fortune. No. I flew down Bhauji though once.
Wow.
Chalo, 1 more minute to go. Okay, time. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Jenny, start the prayer, please.
Yes. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you. And help us all to hold fast to Baba's Daman till the very end. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai.
Beloved Baba, we'd like to invite you to this session of ours. Come and join us and supervise the way we conduct, and let this whole proceedings go on as per your will. Thank you, Baba. Couple of things I'd like to mention. One is that recently I'd been to Bangalore and I had the fortune of visiting Apna Bairamangla Center. And what a joy it was to visit there. It was just last Sunday that I had been there. And I have no words to describe the feeling that I got over there. Of course, I had visited it 20 years ago. And from then, to now, there was a vast difference. Everything was properly built up, colored, speak and span, whitewashed and everything, and chaka-chak. The only thing is, it's about an hour and a half's drive from Bangalore. And on the way, I saw small little temples, and it was some festival of the Hindu community over there, and the temples were crowded. Whereas at Baira Mangla, there were only 4 or 5 people. And when I saw this, I asked myself, Baba, why is this? And the answer I got was, the time is not right. When his manifestation occurs, you and I will not have place to visit or enter all these places which are so khali right now. And secondly, Baba never believed in all these rites and rituals. So Ekadashi or what it was, some festival, and I don't know really. And it was of no consequence for Mayor Baba. So that was one thing. Second thing is, I came across a very beautiful message. It says the difference between God and Baba. I'm reading out this message because it has twofold connections. One is, it is connected to it is connected to Mr. Kishanchan Gajwani, who is the founder member of our center. I think he was the president also. And it has also got a mention of Dr. Ghani. So I'll just read out the message. The difference between God and Baba. Baba explains to Kishanchan Gajwani. This is happening at the approved Pune. It is happening at Pune. When Dr. Ghani died in 1951, he had left the family in some debt. His wife, Khatunbai, had tried unsuccessfully to pay off the loan, and it was a constant source of worry for her. On 14th of June, she was permitted to come to Baba at Guru Prasad with her unmarried daughter, Noor Jahan, to lay the matter before Baba. This is very beautiful. Weeping, she told Baba of how many times they had tried for 9 years to sell off some property to pay off the debt, but it remained unsold. Baba heard her, but said he was helpless to do anything. He further went on to say, my ears are deaf to prayers of this kind. But if you pray to Allah from the bottom of your heart, He will most certainly listen. Therefore, here in my presence, pray to Allah sincerely to help you. So Khatunbai prayed to God that the family should get a reasonable price for their property and release them from the loan incurred by her late husband. The very next day, when Baba came to the Mandli, news was received from Khatunbai that her property has been sold at the desired price. Baba commented that she must have prayed wholeheartedly and therefore God had heard her prayers. Baba ended saying, I was deaf to her prayers, but God has listened. Kishan Chand Gajwani had been present at the previous day and was at Guru Prasad on the 15th also. He said, Baba, this is beyond my understanding. What is the difference between God and Baba? Sorry. Sometimes you call yourself avatar and state that you're God. But to Mrs. Ghani, you said that you were deaf and only God could hear her prayers. Baba replied, God is the Malik, owner of the universe, and I am the Malik of God. I'm God man, Nar Narayan. God is the only reality, and I and God are one. However, God acting as God is different, and God acting as God man is something else, something more. Gajwani asked, is the difference between God and Baba that God is Nirgun Nirakar, formless and attributeless, whereas Baba is Sagun and Sakar with form and attributes? And Baba explained, I'm with form and attributes. I'm also without form and without attributes. I'm beyond attributes and also beyond that. While I manifest in the form and in the attributes, I always maintain my experience of being without and also beyond attributes. This is why I say God is the Malik of the universe, and I, that is Meher Baba, am the Malik of God. What a beautiful message this is. I said there are two connections to this message. One was this Kishan Chand Gajwani, reference to him. And the second thing is Dr. Ghani, our today's hero, had played Dr. Ghani's role in one of our dramas, I remember very well. We had to teach him to commit suicide. The scene was that Ghani is in Lonavala and depressed, and he wants to go and commit suicide. And just as he's about to jump in and throw himself off, Baba appears. And the timing had to coincide. So this Charlie here, Akshay, he had to take a count, and at the count of a certain distance, the young Baba would appear and stop him. And this was practiced several times, and the thing went off beautifully. Akshay Bundellu is from a very Baba loving family. He has, I think, 3-4 generations of Baba's contact. And I remember having a chat with him once when I'd gone down with him to take out photocopies. See, this fellow is smiling away. By the way, he is just got up because he is in United States of America in state of Ohio. And I don't know what he is doing there, whether he's really studying or running after girls, I really don't know. But he is a very brainy guy. He's a very brainy guy. And we had a very heart-to-heart conversations when we were having this photocopies done. He used to come for the drama practice all the way from Pune, do the practice and run away again. Every time we had this drama rehearsals, he was there all the time without fail. This is the kind of dedication that Baba would like. And all I'd like to say today's program is, let us do everything that would make Baba happy, that would please Baba. And let us not do anything that Baba would not like. Okay, मेरा भाषण बहुत हो गया अभी. Mr. Akshay Bundellu, आ जाओ मैदान में. Please take over. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba, everyone. Thank you, Uncle. Thank you for this opportunity. Yes, I do clearly remember our conversation at that time. Okay, so I have really not prepared as such for this, but I'm going to just start with whatever that I know and I can do, and I'll try my best. So Baba, just be with me. So yes, as Uncle rightly said, that we do have like some history with and some connection with Baba. So it all started with my great grandparents. So once they came from Karachi after the partition, so they came from. I hope I'm audible, right? Yeah. So yes. So we came from Karachi, and then once they settled over here, once my great grandmom, she was just out to shop for some vegetables and stuff, and she found a picture of beloved Meher Baba on the street, and she just picked it up and she came back home and put that in the Bhagavad Gita that they had at that time, and then they forgot about it. But then this is what I got to know, that at that point of time they used to believe in Mali Baba, and Mali Baba's place where he used to kind of always be, that was right near the Avatar Meher Baba Pune Center. So I mean, not that at that point of time there was a Pune Center, but like actually he used to be in that area itself. So he was the one who guided the family towards Meher Baba. And then obviously they met family friends like the Gadikar family, and that's how they just got together, and everybody started coming together, and slowly and steadily the Pune Center had emerged from that point. And but like my house, the one that we used to stay in earlier, that was in Bhavani Pe. So that was the prime place where all the bhajan programs used to happen and all of that. So if you all know Mrs. Subhadra Pund, who was Madhusudanji's wife. So she was my grandfather's sister. So she was the one who used to sing very, very well in the house. And so most of the programs used to take place at our home and like some other Babalava's homes. So that's basically how it all began. So yes, I'm very, very grateful to God that I am born in a family which has a history, and for me, I'm the fourth generation. My sister could very well be the fifth generation because she's hardly like 7 years old right now. So like at that point of time when we were young, I never used to understand, like my family would always be like, we have to go to the center, we have to go to the center. And at that point of time, we had the centers on Mondays. So like, I mean, I was since I was like hardly 3 or 4 years old. So since then I've been singing in all the like the center programs and even Amar Tithi and stuff. So they used to be like, you have to go and you have to sing, because they used to like my singing. So they used to be like, okay, now you are the one who's going to carry forward the tradition of singing and entertaining the Lord. So I used to go and I used to sing. But then there came a time when I was like in like maybe high school or something at that point of time, that I used to be like, no, I don't want to go and I don't want to sing, because it's just the same thing. You go there, you sing those 10 songs, and like, something has to change. And I used to be like, no, it's not like entertaining, it's not even like fun for me, so I'll not go. Those 2 hours, it just didn't make sense. So but then I remember my buddy mummy, Mrs. Amita Bundellu, who's my dad's elder brother's wife, she used to be like, no, you have to go. You have to go. My grandmother, my grandfather, my parents were not like that much, like pressurizing, but the others in my family, they used to be like, no, you have to go, you have to sing, you have to go and perform. And I used to remember, like, I used to, like, 1 hour before the center, I used to cry and be like, no, don't take me, don't take. But they used to always be like, you have to go. And they used to somehow manage to take me. I used to go, I used to perform. And today, now at this age, now I understand the significance of that. If they would have not done that, maybe I would have not really understood, the place from where I come, the blessings that I have, and what I should be doing. As you rightly said, Uncle, that for Dr. Gani, I used to kind of travel from Pune to Mumbai, and then again from Mumbai to Pune. It was quite hectic. It's not something that now when I look back, I was like, God, how did I do that? It's tough, but I think somewhere all these things have helped me build up myself, and I think God himself, beloved Meher Baba himself, has shaped me to be the person that I am. And so, yes, so I clearly remember, I mean, we used to always be performing for beloved Baba's birthday. As I said, my buddy mummy, Mrs. Amita Bundellu, she was the one, when she was married into my family. She started with the plays, and she used to read Baba books. And obviously, even she comes from a family where they used to believe in Baba. So her dad's sister is my grandmother. So she got her married into our house. So she also knew about Baba. They used to also pray and stuff. So when she came, she started reading books. She started writing scripts, and she started, doing all these plays. She used to get together all the kids from the neighborhood, particularly the ones. Yeah.
May I just interject and ask you,
Yeah.
have you ever had the opportunity of playing a role in a drama written by Madhusudan for the children?
No, Uncle, I don't remember, because I think when he passed away, I was pretty young at that time.
Oh,
Yeah. So when Subhadra Dadi, when she passed away, I was hardly in like primary school at that time. And then a couple years later, he also joined Baba. So I didn't really have that opportunity. Okay. So, okay. So I'll just continue from where I left. So what was I saying again? I completely forgot. Oh yeah. So she used to, my buddy mummy, she used to kind of write the scripts, and she used to kind of get all these kids together. And she used to put a play for Baba's birthday. And we performed on the 23rd. 23rd was our slot. So I remember even as a child, I was the very first time that I was brought on the stage. I was hardly like 9 months old or something. So she always tells me this, that there was this scene that they had to show like a newborn baby with a couple, and they were struggling to make their ends meet, and they have a baby. And so that was a scene, and they were like, from where are we going to get a child? And then everybody was like, oh, we have a child right in our home, so why do we need to go and get somebody else? That was the first time that I was brought on that stage. And ever since then, there has been no looking back. I love that stage. For me, that stage has made me, the stage at Avatar Meher Baba Pune Center, that stage has made me whatever little capacity that I am, that I attribute everything to that stage. That was the first time that I was brought on the stage. And then every year after that, I have been like, not every year, but I think when I was in the 3rd or the 4th grade, or maybe the 2nd, that was the time when she started giving me, the main lead, the leading roles. So that was the time. Since then, I have been on the stage, and I've been performing, and yeah, I think that's how slowly and steadily I started to kind of understand. I slowly and steadily started to understand how to act, and how even forget acting, even dancing, singing, everything. So in that 1.5 hours, we were supposed to do all of that. Singing anyways, I was doing. Then she made me act and dance, and she used to teach us dance. And I remember, like, at that point of time, in the 1990s, the dance steps were so childish and so basic. And now when I look back, I talk to my friends, with whom we used to perform, and we used to be like, oh my God, wasn't that so childish of us to dance like that? And like, but it was fun. But again, that shaped me particularly, all of us, but that shaped me particularly. And I remember clearly when I was in the sixth standard or something, just entered high school, sixth standard or maybe seventh, I don't clearly remember, but that was the time I told her, like, look, now let me take over, let me see what I can do. I will write the script, I will direct the play, and I'll get all the kids to perform, because all the kids were my friends in the same neighborhood. So I said, I'll do it. I was really, really young, and it's tough for anybody to even trust a child, but she trusted me, and I did that play. I wrote the script. I found a book. I read that story. Now again, I'll tell you that book from where I had taken that play. That book wasn't a Baba. It wasn't a Baba book. It was just like a book which was kept in that shelf where all the Baba books were there. So I thought that, oh, because if you ask me personally, to put that story dramatically or cinematically, it would have been really amazing. So because it had five to six different stories, and how they merged together, and how the at the end we had to show one Sadguru, how that Sadguru gives the explanation of all those five stories or five events that were happening, and how it relates to God. So I thought it's a pretty good story. Didn't know at that point of time that it had to be specifically related to Baba. If you're presenting it in the center, it had to be related to Baba. I didn't know that, but I said, let's go, let's do it, because I was young, immature, and then I also thought that we have to perform one dance at the end. So it has to be something different, because for me, it's always like, once I do something, then the next time it has to be something completely different, even better, and you have to take the notch even higher. So I said, let's do a movie song. So we picked up this movie song, and I said, what I'll do is I'll write fresh lyrics on that, and I will get somewhere from some software, I'll get the instrumental for that, and I'll record my own voice on that, and we will like play that song, and we will dance over it. So let me tell you about this dance, what happened. So what till the last minute, I couldn't find the instrumental anywhere. And I asked my friends, like, can you all please help me? For all these weeks, I was asking my friends, and everybody at home, they were like, okay, are you getting that song done? Are you getting that song done? Because it's a movie song. It's not at all appropriate. And I was like, yeah, don't worry, my friend, he has that software, he'll get it done. And I was just like, yes, that will happen. And till the last moment, it didn't happen. And my friend was like, I'm sorry, I cannot do it, because somewhere you can hear the voice of the singer, the original singer of that song. I was like, oh my God, now what to do? And it was literally, I remember, uncle, it was 6 p.m., 7 p.m. we had to be on the stage, and we had to start with the performance. 6 p.m. And I was like, you know what? Forget everything. What I'll do is in those times, we had those cassette like music system. So what I did was I told my friends that, we'll play that song on another system, and I'll just record from on the other side. I'll start recording my voice, and somehow it will just overlap the singer's voice. So we literally did that. We pressed the recording button, and we started recording, and I sang, and there was a girl with me who was one of the dancers in the song, Bansi. So we both recorded that song in our voice, and we played it over there. So when we played that song, it was so humiliating, because you could actually hear the original lyrics. We could hear our voice as well, but we could also hear the original lyrics, and it was such a, oh God, it was such a blunder. And later, but I was like, no, because you can hear our lyrics. Forget about that singer's lyrics. You can hear our lyrics. This is what I told everybody afterwards. But they were like, no, it was not nice. It was not nice. The play that we did, It was so amazing. It was so unbelievable because we had to show 5 different situations. I clearly remember we had to show like a rock falling off the mountain, a mountain cliff. Then we had to show one cow and a calf and so many different things. At that point of time, like people were just people saw that play, and I clearly remember. I don't take this auntie's name, but I clearly remember this Parsi lady who went on to become a friend of mine later on. So she came up to me and she was like, "That play was so amazing." I'm a child, in the 6th grade. She came up to that play was so amazing. The next year, I'm going to send my kids to you. And I was like, okay, so somewhere I'm doing something good. But the dance was such a big blunder. That was the time I understood that, okay, no matter what, even if I have to do this, it's a very, very big responsibility. And of course, with age and with time, I will improve. But that was the time my eyes just opened. I understood that it's a double-edged sword. If you want to do something, you have to give your 1000%. There has to be no question of that you left a stone unturned. There cannot be. You have to give your 1000%. Maybe because of that experience, that today, and even for Dr. Gani, that I could give my 1000%. That happened. People
Akshay,
like, yeah.
sorry, Akshay, what song was that? The filmy song?
Don't ask me that. It is really humiliating. But
No. See, this is how Baba wants us to learn things. Just tell us, please.
Okay, so it was this movie of there was this movie called Kaal, Kaal, from Dharma Productions. It was a flop movie, but the song was pretty good. So the song was it was called Toba Toba and Ishq Mein Kare Na. Okay, so what we did was, as kids, we had recorded Toba Toba, Tumko Main Bhulu Na, Meher Tumko Main Bhulu Na. So like that, I had written the entire lyrics, changed the complete lyrics, but nobody saw that I had changed the lyrics, and they came up to me and they were like, "Oh, Meher, this is what you did. This is what you did. That was so inappropriate." And as a child, I was really petrified, because I'll tell you why. The other reason was also because they had printed my name on the pamphlet, Meher Akshay Bundellu, 23rd performance by Meher Akshay Bundellu. So that was the first time that the center had actually taken that risk and believed in me, and they had done that. Although they didn't really mind that, and I think they forgot about it also after a couple of days. But that is what it was. But then that was the time that I realized that no, I cannot do anything wrong as such. So yes, so then what we did after that, the next couple of years, my aunt again, she was the one who took over. I said, "You take over. I will do my own studies and stuff." So then it was when I was in the 11th standard. I mean, when I was in college, that was the time I said, "Okay, now I will completely take over, and um, I will just do whatever that I feel is right." And I'm having this intuitive nudge inside of me that I should take over and I should do it. And that was the time. So I give this responsibility of finding the story and giving me the story. I give this responsibility to my mom. My mom, she is Mrs. Vanita Bundellu. So she's the one. She has to read the story. I don't care from where she reads it. It has to be a Baba story, and she has to give me the source, and she has to give me the page number, everything. So she presents. She every year she comes up to me with at least a handful of stories, at least 10 stories, and then I kind of just sit down and I filter what is good, which I can present on the stage, and it has to also be visually appealing. So when she narrates the story, so the picture goes on in my mind that this is how we can show that as how. So she came up to me with some really good stories, and we found this book, Rustam uncle's, Mr. Rustam Falati's book. So like she reads in Hindi or Marathi, and from that book she presents the stories. And so she came up to me with one really good story, and since then what I told her was like, I'm in love with all the stories that are there in this book. So why don't you do one thing? You just keep on bookmarking everything, and every year, we'll start picking up and we'll do one such story. And she liked that idea, and she, that was the time. The very first story that we did, I still remember, is the story that there is this like very greedy Dhanvantri, and he was very rich man, and he wanted something. So they had to go in the desert. Yeah, so he wanted to show everybody that he's invincible. Every the most Sadhguru who's come in town, he's not at all powerful. So I was that Dhanvantri, and I gave the, like, the we definitely distributed. Am I audible?
Off and on, off and on.
Is it?
There was a
Okay.
break.
If it's too much, okay. If it's too much, you let me know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So this Dhanvantri, so yeah, so we showed that entire situation, of that Dhanvantri, how he's that rich person. um, all these people with me, like they are as the workers, and like, we try to cross the desert. So it was such a beautiful, so beautifully we had shown that desert scene, camels and all these things. So I had literally, I remember I drew those camels on cardboard, painted them, colored them, shown the sand dunes. So it was such a beautiful scene, and the drama turned out so beautifully, uncle. It was so beautiful. I clearly remember that was the first ever time I did it on my own, and it was so beautiful.
How
So then
old were
after
you
that,
then?
I think I was like in 11th. I was 17 or something, 17 or something,
Oh
probably.
my God.
17, 18. Yeah. So yeah, and it was complete like a 1 hour drama that we had put forward. And after the drama, we did a dance. So at that point of time, I was really, I was very influenced by the Sufism reoriented songs. And they were like, like so peaceful and so calming, and they had some very soothing effect to them. And yeah, once in the past, before that also, I had done a dance on that one Sufism reoriented song, which was just Meher Baba. It was it just had Meher Baba, but it was like a dhun. It was so beautiful. So that was for me that very first time. So I thought, let's do something similar to that in dance this year. At that point of time, I think somewhere at that time itself, My Name is Khan, that movie had released, and the songs were really, really amazing. So we picked up this song Noore Khuda from that, and I said, we can do it, because this looks extremely good to me. Although it's a movie song, but then it's also spiritually inclined. Let's take this song. It has a good meaning to it. So Noore Khuda, we did that dance. I cannot even tell you, people literally, they loved it so much that they were like, the next day again you have to perform that dance. And I remember, and all these, it was me in the center, and then there were three girls around me. So all these three, they were my friends at that time. So we had to show. I said, let's do something related to angels. Because that was the theme, that the angels theme has always been part of the dances that I've done. And so, we bought these costumes with all the wings and all, and the choreography was so fantastic. When I look back at the video that I still have, so I was like, wow, that was amazing. Although the music system didn't work well at that point of time, but the dance was so beautiful. And so that was the time, people used to come up to me and be like, why don't you consider getting into acting and choreographing and all of these things? uh, get into Bollywood, and maybe it can, you'll do a really good job. And I used to be like, no, but this is something I've been doing for all my life. Why suddenly right now I should get into all that? But that was the time, uncle. I clearly remember so many people coming up to me and telling that, oh, you've done such a good job with the play and dance and everything, the whole program as such. I remember, Meherveena Kaku's mom. So at that time, they were here, Mrs. Mistry. The family was here in Pune. So she was the one. Every year after that, she used to be like, "Arey Meher Akshay, you know that wo play jo tumne kiya tha na, wo Marustal ka wo desert and all. I still remember that, and it was so amazing." And till up until recently, she used to tell me, and obviously later on she lost memory, but up until we used to meet, she used to always remind me of that play was so amazing. And people every year people remind me that it was so amazing. So that gave me some confidence. I understood that yes, there is something that I have, that I can. Over the years, yes, and it's not something that entirely, it's something that I have done or I have learned. It's a team effort. I would also say that a lot of others were responsible in helping me and shaping me into all these things, not just my family. I can also say the Thade family, Mr. Naren Thade, his family, Sheila Dadi, Vaishali Didi, who is now Mrs. Vaishali Mistry. She was my first ever music teacher. Like she was the one who taught me like singing. Like I was a kid, so she was to the family itself. So she used to teach me like all. So all
So
these
you
people,
studied,
Madhvi Devi.
so you studied music in a proper manner? Yes. Oh,
I mean, I have taken 3 professional exams,
oh wow.
and then after that I had to leave because of high school, and so after that I didn't. As in short, like everybody was responsible for like just shaping me and keeping me into Meher Baba and not letting me deviate from that. Um, Over the years, then 2012, 13 was 12. I didn't do anything because obviously I had my 12th. So like I did something on the side, and we did a dance again on the Sufism reoriented Meher Baba Dhun, and it was so beautiful, so beautiful, literally showing everything like angels and those very delicate and soft movements in the dance. So that was the only dance that I did. And then 2013 onwards I picked up. That was the time when I was in diploma. I had taken admission in my diploma degree, and that was the year. It was such a beautiful story again from Rustam uncle's book. It was about how a doctor had to lose his own grandson due to some illness. So, and being extremely disappointed because he cannot save his grandson, being a doctor, being a very renowned doctor, in fact. So that was a story. It was so beautifully, like, I still have all the scripts and we still have the recordings. And when I look back at them, I'm like, wow. So, in that we had to show this Krishna Bhagwan, he kind of just manifests. So, who better than that? So who better than Dil Mehranti? So we asked her, you have to play that. So she was like, okay. She played Krishna Bhagwan, and the whole thing, the whole drama went out so beautifully. After that, we also did a dance, which was again on a Sufi song. So Allah Hi Rehem, which was again from the movie My Name is Khan. So it wasn't about My Name is Khan or something, but the song, just the whole presentation. After that, uncle, I clearly remember Pratap Dadaji, he came up to me and like, obviously he told everybody that, this is the very first time that we are having in the center, we are having a dance, a performance based on, on Prophet Muhammad. So because before that, we only had Krishna Bhagwan's Radha Krishna dances, and I have done that all through my childhood. I have done Radha Krishna dances and all. And I said, let's change, let's bring about some change, because the audience is also, okay, they are here to also watch you, and we have to present to them something. It has to be appealing to them as well. Of course, we're doing this for beloved Baba, but it has to be for them as well, and something has to change. Same things going on. So I said, let's do this, Allah Hi Rahm. So we did that, and he was like, for the very first time in the center, we are having something related to Prophet Muhammad, and and it was beautiful, and he loved it. He came up to me. I shouldn't say this, but I'll still say it. He came up to me and he's like, the play was so amazing. I have, I write in my diary. I maintain a diary, and I've written in my diary. He told me this. I've written in my diary that, now this child is prepared.
Wow.
Now this boy is prepared. So that was a very big compliment for me. And not to not to brag about it, but I'm just saying, as for somebody who's a teenager, to get something, or maybe I was 20, 21 at that time. So for somebody to get that, it means a very big thing. And he's a very dear family friend and relative and Dadaji to me. So it really boosted my confidence. And over the years, amazing performances, amazing plays. 2014, we did again a play from Rustam Uncle's book, which had 5 to 10 different stories in that. Well, not 10, but at least 5 to 6 different stories. And at the end, we had to show how they all relate to each other and what God has to say on that. That play was again so, I would say it was actually so glamorous. And then we did the dance that we did that year was Khwaja Mere Khwaja. It was visually so appealing because we showed multiple props in the play, and in the dance we had multiple props. This time, uncle, the makeup had improved, the choice of costumes that I could select, that improved, because this time okay, I had some funds, so I could probably invest that into all these things, and we could get better resources for the play, for the program. So all these things improved. Then in college, I clearly remember in college, and I used to always be like the singer in the college. So we used to sing the welcome song and the Bharti Geet, and the other, like, the intro. I was in Bharti Vidyapeeth, so we had Bharti Geet was the college anthem. So I used to always be like the one who used to sing from the boys, and then obviously the girls group used to be there. So this Bharti Geet, they used to give us the karaoke. They had the instrumental for the Bharti Geet and the welcome song. So they used to just play that, and then we had to start singing. So what I did was I told my teacher that you give me those instrumentals, and I'll use it for Meher Baba programs. So I took them, and the welcome song. That's how we started the welcome song for the programs. Then I used to also put on those instrumental, and then start with that Bharti Geet, the play, the dance, and then we used to end it. So everybody was like, wow, like your programs and your performances are really improving with time. Literally, to such an extent that I don't even know some people, but they used to come up to me and be like, oh my God, that was so amazing. Whatever you performed, it was so beautiful. And like, that's how slowly and steadily my relatives, they started sending their kids to me. And they were like, okay, we want you to put our kids also on that stage. People from center, they used to be like, oh, please put our kids on that stage. And that's how people started coming in. But I was like, okay, I will do that, but please understand, we need somebody who has some experience, because I cannot sit here and break my head teaching your children like that. And but that's how slowly and steadily we started like building this like small group, that is performing, and every year. And this whole thing, let me also tell you, like, since school, when I was in primary school, somewhere I can also attribute my teachers for that as well, for shaping me into all these extracurricular activities. So in primary school, so they knew that like I used to sing, because they knew that I used to sing at Baba programs. So they were like, why don't you sing here also? Let's try, because small kids, first, second standard, they used to just put us on the stage, because every morning we used to have this Pasaya Dan that we had to sing in school and in the school gathering. So they used to put me over there and they, okay, sing. And I used to sing Baba songs. All these bhajans written by Madhusudan Dadaji, Pratap Dadaji, their bhajans, we used to sing, and they used to be like, oh, we love it. But I used to be like, oh, it's Meher Baba songs. And they used to be like, don't worry, replace Meher Baba, because people don't know Meher Baba, so you replace Meher Baba with Bhagwan. So I remember this line from the song that Pratap Dadaji had written, Hum Bachche Bhagwan Ke, and we replaced that one line from Pita Hamara Meher Baba Humko Sabse Pyara. We had replaced that Pita Hamara Bhagwan Hai Humko Sabse Pyara. So we used to sing like that, and they used to love. And my principal, I clearly remember, they used to look at me perform, and they used to be like, wow, like, you sing really well. And that somewhere, it really gave me all the confidence. And I used to be like, what is so special in that? I'm singing, okay, I sing, but what's so special? Why are you boosting me? Even for people at center, Pune Center, I used to be like, why are you always forcing me? What is so special? I'm singing. But now I realize it was not them, it was not this one or that one. It was beloved Baba. He was shaping me, and he's still shaping me. Not that I am.
I was waiting for this point. see how he orchestrated your entire journey so far. It's
Absolutely.
amazing. Tell us something more. If you can fit in a song or a ghazal,
I will.
right?
I will. Should I do that at the end or
Or
something?
tell us something about your family and experiences with Meher Baba,
Yeah.
or with yourself, how Baba has helped you.
Yeah,
Let us
definitely.
hear more about all that, please.
Definitely. So yeah, I will say. So let me just complete this point of all the plays and
Sure,
stuff
sure.
that we. So all these years, 2014, 15, 16. So all these years, we took stories from Rustam Uncle's book, performed, and then I clearly remember this trio of songs. One was Arzia from the movie Delhi Sikh, Khwaja Mere Khwaja, and Kun Faya Kun. So all these three songs I still remember, and these were probably for me one of the most beautiful set of dances that we've done on the stage with all these kids around. So that again, that was, it's not about, it's, I tell, when these people, they used to send their kids and they used to be like, oh, but we want them also to be appreciated, or we want like, those people to take their name and also appreciate them on that stage. But I used to be like, no, you have to first understand, why are you going on that stage? I am not going on that stage so that somebody can stand there and say that, oh, Meher Akshay is such an amazing person in all these things. You have to understand, you're going on that stage because you are entertaining the Lord. That is the legacy that our ancestors have left for us, and you have to take that forward, irrespective of the fact whether there is one person in the audience or there are 30,000 people in that audience. It shouldn't matter. You're doing it for Baba, and he's there right behind. We have the photo. So think that he's the only one who's the audience. And if good, bad, whatever, he is going to take care of that. So then these people used to be like, but no, but still, like, let others also appreciate our children as well. So I was like, okay, fine. You ask them to kind of like, perform better and put in more hard work. And so that's how, but then, okay, yeah, now I'll tell you about my own experience as you were asking me. So all these years I was doing, and then I was feeling, Baba, but it's going nowhere. Like, what's happening? Your messages have to go forward. We have to do something, again, take the notch higher and do something even better. And let me tell you, uncle, for all these years, I think since the time I was 16, 17, 18 or something, so people have been telling me to participate in this Sehwas, which the Mehrabad Sehwas, the young adult Sehwas that happens in Mehrabad. And I used to always be like, no, I don't want to participate in that, because I'm already doing all those things, singing, acting, dancing. What can that bring? What can that act, bring to the table for me? Nothing. So I will, it's okay. I don't want to participate in that. But all these years, I have to do that. You have to do that. It's such a good program. It's for youngsters, and you are a youngster and you do all these activities. I'm sure it will benefit you somewhere. But I was like, what benefit? Networking benefit. I was like, but why do I need networking? I already have Baba with me. Or kiske saath networking karna hai? So he's like, no, but you should try. At least go and see what it is. Check out what it is. So all these years, I have been avoiding to do that. And somehow, like when I was feeling like, okay, nothing is really like, happening in terms of the plays and the dances, it's just the same thing that I'm doing for the last 10 years. So it has to now change again. So then I said, okay, let's just try this. Let's go once and for all. Let me just do this and let's see what happens over here. I heard both good things and bad things about it. But I said, this is what I told Baba. The moment I had signed that form and I was packing my bag, I told Baba, look, I'm coming to for your program, for the Sehwas. For these 7 days, whatever you want me to do, I'm completely submitting myself to you. Take me as you want. Do whatever you want through me. So I was ready. I was all set, and I fell ill. So I I felt terribly ill. I had fever, and I said, no. I mean, it's not happening that I'm not going. I have to go because I'm very excited and I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to go. So I remember 2 hours before I could board the bus for Ahmednagar, I went to the doctor. And I told him, look, I'm going for this program. He knows that we are Baba lovers. And I told him that we are going for a Meher Baba program for 7 days. And you give me such tablets that will help me. So he's like, he gave me like a packet full of tablets. I didn't even know like how will I consume them, but he gave me that. And I said, chalo, now I'll go. So while I was going, I realized that I'm unable to go on my own. So I called Dilmeher auntie, Mrs. Dilmeher Bharucha, and I told her, look, I cannot go on my own. You're going in your car. Please take me with you. So she was like, okay, I'm more than happy. Come over. I have a friend also. She said, I have a friend who's coming with me. I said, okay, fine. I don't mind. I'll be sleeping in the back seat. Um, when I reached, when I reached at her place, I met her friend. Okay, now I'll tell you who this friend was. So he was Mehernosh, Mr. Mehernosh Mehta. I met him, and he was like he was in the house, and he was like taking a look, or he was just observing all the china dishes that she had, because in Parsi homes you have all these china vessels, and also he was just observing them, and I was like, okay, some friend of hers from, and she told me he's from Bombay, and I was like, oh, that's nice. And then like we met, and we greeted each other, and he was like, uh, I said, wait, I've seen you somewhere. And he's like, oh, really? Where? And I said, oh, there's this one video of the Sehwas, in which you were giving a speech, last year's video. So because I did a little homework before going to the Sehwas, I was just seeing what all things they do. So I said, I saw you over there. And I'm pretty sure he must have felt that I would say that I have seen you in the plays of Bombay Center, because he's known for that. He's known to play Meher Baba. So, but that was so funny. Um, Later on in the car, so they were discussing a lot of things, what they would be performing, what Meher should be performing. He was like, we are doing this Krishna Must play. He was telling Dil Meher aunty, he was like, we are doing this Krishna Must play, and then this is the script, that is the script, and this is all my schedule. I'll be here for 3 days, and I have to go back for work. And I was just listening to that, and Dil Meher aunty was like, oh, Akshay, why don't you participate in that play? I was like, okay, let's see. I don't even know what the format is of that 7 days. So whatever comes to me, I'll definitely do that. And we reached, and that's how we had to, like, literally, it wasn't like you can just go there and participate in that. We had to audition for that. So everybody was auditioning for that lead role of that Krishna Must. And I was like, chalo, it's lead role, so I will do it. So I auditioned for that, and he liked it, and everybody liked it, and they were like, you play that part, and everybody else was assigned other parts. In 3 days, he trained us for that play in 3 days. And on the third day, he really liked the way that I was performing and how the whole play was going. So on the third day, I think that was the time for him to leave. So he was like, by the way, would you consider doing the Bombay play with us? We'll be doing it in October or something, or what, the Diwali time. So would you be? I was like, yes, definitely. Later on, at that time, I realized that he's the one who plays Avatar Meher Baba's role in all the plays, and I've been listening to that. I've heard a lot of things about it. So that was the time. That was my, like, I think I would say that was the first time. That was the time when I actually got to know about the Bombay Center plays, and all the people of Bombay Center and how they perform and stuff. And we started with this whole thing of Dr. Gani when we came back from the Sehwas. That's when we started. But then, yeah. So let me go back to the Sehwas. So we did that. But in my life, I have never seen an energy of singing and all the things that happen over there in the Sehwas that was happening. I had never seen that. And I told those people, in my life, I have never seen that. We sing, we perform at Pune Center, but then it's very monotonous. It's very like simple. Like one person sings and everybody else just claps and goes into that space. But this was completely to another level. And with all due respect, I'm not putting anybody down over here. I'm just saying that this was a different perspective for me. On the third day of the Sehwas, uncle, my dad had to undergo a surgery. It was a major surgery. that he had to undergo. And I said, Baba, look, I'm over here. You are the one who's going to take care of it. I am unwell. I'm myself unwell. I'm taking these tablets. Um, so the next day when I woke up after having the tablets, the moment I woke up, it was like as if nothing had happened to me. I was all fit and fine. And I started participating in all the activities. Believe you me, the first or second, the first and the second day when I tried to sing in their gathering, I couldn't even, my voice wasn't even coming out. Like I couldn't take the high pitches. So it was that terrible. I had fever. Dilmeher auntie, Ganesh Parthasarthi, Ganesh Bhaiya, they both were like, are you having your tablets? Are you taking your tablets? Are you eating well? They used to constantly check on me. So, but you know, at the end, everything worked out. He made everything work out. My dad's surgery went on to be fine, and everything. Like I woke up and they called me and they were like, oh, the surgery was fine and he's doing well. So I was happy about that. The moment we performed that Krishna Must Play, it was so impactful. Like people literally, they had tears in their eyes, and they were like, oh, because this was so like, you know, heart wrenching or gut wrenching or whatever. It was so, like, it really touched us. um After the play, when we did that, and after that was the last day, and when we came back home, uncle, I cannot even like put this into any put this any better, but the home in which Baba visit, like the my home where Baba had visited us in Bhawanipet. So all the stakeholders of that home, they were trying to sell that home for at least over a decade, and it had gone really old at that time. I came back from that Sehbaz. The second day itself, I was on my job and they made me a phone call and they were like, please come urgently. You have to put your signature. And and I was like, why, what happened? And they were like, finally it's happening and they've closed the deal on that house and they're getting the amount that they need. So you just, at the beginning, you told a short story about Dr. Gani's wife, how she was waiting for the deal to happen, you know, all through. So it just clicked. And this was the same deal that these people have been waiting for. My family and my extended family was waiting for kind of this to happen. And the second day itself, it happened. And I was looking at my mom and my mom was looking at me like, how did that even happen? How did it even happen? Because in front of my eyes, I've seen at least more than a dozen builders visit us to finalize the deal, but nothing used to ever happen. So we were really, really grateful. I was sad because Baba visited that house and I wanted to preserve it and I wanted to kind of, you know, make it into a place of worship for everybody. But it finally happened. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever, Baba, whatever is your will and wish for us, I'll take that. I was I'm right now in the US. I've been wanting to do this since 2017 or something when I graduated college. So I've been trying to kind of apply and get admission in the US, but something or the other, like I used to try and then, you know, I used to not give the exam. I used to postpone that exam.
Akshay,
Believe you me, yeah.
sorry to interrupt. There's a very interesting point I'd like to mention about your sickness before departure for the Sehbaz. You were not capable of going on your own and you had to take lift with Dilmer and Menos, and see how Baba connected you all that way. That is number one. Number two, and a very important point is, it's a small secret. Oftentimes, when Menos is performing this Meher Baba's role, he either comes down with fever or loose motions or something like that, oftentimes. And it is my own personal belief that this bloody Maya tries to interfere, and then Baba turns out victorious. That is the way I see it. That is the way I see it.
Wow.
Yes. It's not, see, on the surface, it all looks, I was not well and doctor gave me a packet full of tablets and this and that. But behind all this is what is happening. This is what, these are my personal views. I may be totally wrong. I don't know, but it's a fact. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, and in fact, as a matter of fact, Uncle, even when I perform, even at be it Amar Tithi or at Pune centers, I clearly remember I fall ill or something or the other happens to me. So that I would completely agree that somewhere, it's beloved God's his own divine way of doing things. And even Meher Nosh said the same thing. In fact, I clearly remember for Dr. Gani play, one day before the play, I just had some sort of an anxiety. I was completely nervous, and I just Dr. Ashima was there, and I told her, like, I think I'm feeling heavy anxiety right now. So she also like laid me down and she gave me sugar and salt, that water, and she had me like put my legs up so that the blood can flow through me. And everybody just came and like, what happened? What happened? And then even Mehernosh said that, this is how he makes you work. And then when you'll be on the stage, it will be as if nothing really happened. And that is exactly what happened during the play. So yeah, I'll come back. As I was saying, for my master's, I was trying to apply to the US University.
Sorry, one more time. Please hold on to that thought of yours one more time. Baba himself used to be ill and unhealthy. And then there was this darshan program to be had several times. And Erach and all would go up to Baba and tell him, Baba, you are in no condition to go and, conduct this darshan program. Why don't we cancel the whole thing? And Baba would say, you're mad. These people have come from such long distances out of their love. How can I? And this is what Erach has said in the Mandli hall. At the last minute, just before entering the mandap, where he would sit down for his darshan thing, Baba would just do this, thrice, snap his fingers, and let's go. And everything was superb. He was divinity personified. Wow. Yes.
My God.
So it's his heritage that we have.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. His grace and his blessing. So yeah. So I'll coming back to my master's. So been wanting to do this for quite some time now, since 2017 or something. And started preparing for this since 2015, Uncle. But nothing. But it used to happen like I used to take one step and then, this other exam I have to take. And then I used to keep on postponing that exam because of something or the other. Or I used to be like, oh, I don't really have enough funds right now. So I have to work and I have to save money. So I used to do that. And or I used to go to these agencies that they handle your profile. So I used to give them my profile and they used to be like, okay, this we cannot do, this we cannot do, this we cannot do. I was like, no, but I need the A list. I need the A-list colleges. That is all that I need. They used to be like, okay, we can do this, but we cannot do that. I used to be like, no, if not that, then I wouldn't even do it. So something or the other used to happen and used to just keep on postponing this whole plan. But after coming back from the Sehwas, cannot even believe, in 1 month. So no, it happened like that. So I was going for the Dr. Gani play. And I was coming back from Mumbai. I was coming back to Pune, and I was about to board the train. But before I could board the train, I remember this friend of mine that I had met in the Sehwas. So they were over there at one corner of the station, and I was over here, and I was just about to go and board the train, and they were like, "Are Krishna mast, and I was like, who's screaming Krishna like that in the middle of the the station? And then they waved it, and then I was like, oh, it's Pallavi and Kaustubh. And they were like, oh, because they were also part of the Krishna Mast play, and so they didn't know, probably they had forgotten my name, so that's why they called me Krishna Mast, because that's how And then I was like, whoa, what are you guys doing here? And then they were like, she's going to Pune, Pallavi is going to Pune, so just take her, like, why don't you go with her? I was like, see, I board the general compartment, or where you just have to take the ticket, and I don't have the seat. So she was like, don't worry, like, sit next to me. If anybody comes, and probably you can stand. Like, okay, chalo. And that was the time when, in that entire journey, we were just speaking and laughing and speaking. And she was like, oh, by the way, even I want to go to the US. I was like, oh, even I'm doing that. And she was like, you know what, this is my agency. And I told her, look, I've already spent lakhs of rupees in exams and postponed them, and or wasted all my money. So I don't even know. She was like, wait, I have this agency, and like, who's handling my profile, and you can give your profile. I was like, good. I gave my profile to them, uncle, in one day. They came back to me and they were like, this is what we can do, 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 this is
Oh,
what
wow.
all the A lists that I wanted, they gave me that. And I was like, let's proceed then. So I made all the payments, and I got into at least three good universities. And one was pretty good, but then I had to kind of drop that. That was something that I would always want to go, but then that was extremely expensive. And given the COVID situation and all, I didn't really want to take that big a risk financially on myself, and on my family as well. So I took this option. So although this is not like probably in the A list as such, but the course over here that I'm doing, that is, in my department, it is considered as A list. So I was like very happy. So I got the perfect fit. This was the college where everything is, like, Baba, literally, I feel that he put me in this place. He was the one. Even my mom and I, we just looked at each other and like, how did that even happen? And she was like, he did it. He picked you and put you. Now I got that admit. Okay, I got my admits. I finalized everything. Everything was done. Now the question was, how will my loan happen? Because my father, he's retired. He retired long ago. My bua is there, but she's also retired. So my mom, she's a housewife. So we were like, and I'm a student, on my own credibility. I'm not sure if any bank would give me the loan. So we were just, this is what, me and my mom would always be like, we used to sit and be like, how will this happen? Everything on earth can happen, but how will this happen? So my kaka is there, Mr. Omi Venkatrao Bundellu, who was the deputy managing director at IDBI Bank in Mumbai. So we were like, okay, it will be pretty easy for him to kind of sign the loan for me, because not only that he's at a very big position, but also because later on he had set up multiple corporations, and he was pretty well to do. So we were like, oh, he will be able to sign it off for me, and there won't be any worry. Another uncle of mine, Mr. Bhushan Bandelu, he is now in Pune. So he has his own chemical factory. So we were like, Arey, he's also like completely set. Both of them will sign for me, and I'm like that. I went to the first bank, and they were like, oh, we need somebody who is in your like blood relation, like immediate blood relation. These kakas of mine, so they are my grandfather's brother's kids. So they are not like in immediate relation. So we were like, oh God, now we have to find a bank which will accept them. So I went to the bank, and then finally we found one bank who was ready to kind of take either one of them. And I was like, chalo, now my biggest problem of my life is solved. We spoke to the bank, everything was working out. And then I spoke to them. And later on in the conversation, I realized that my kaka, Omi Kaka, who was at IDBI, so he was involved in the Vijay Mallya scam. So, all the high ranked people of the bank, they were they were under investigation, or they are still under investigation. So later on, he told me that, look, even if I have to give you one sign, just for one sign, I have to go to the court, and it will be like 1 week just to take the permission for one sign. It will be that big. So my lawyers that is the amount of legwork that we'll have to put in just for one sign for you. So he was like, I was like, okay, let's try. And he was also probably somebody, he was willing to do that also for me, go through all that. But he was like, he himself is under such a situation. So he was like, I felt like, okay, let me try the other kaka. So I went to Bhushan Kaka, and I was like, okay, you will be able to do it. And then we realized in his contract with his partner, there is a clause that they cannot disclose their finances. And my bank needed all the finances. So this was also not working. And then I was like, God, now everything is not working. Now done. Like, I don't know if it will happen. So we were like, we had already given up at that point of time. Then I remember I had spoken to a family friend of mine, Shraddha Sothe. So the Sothe family was very dear Baba loving family and a very close Baba loving, a very close family friend to us as well. So I just asked her because she had done once for my cousin. She had co-signed a loan for my cousin. I just casually asked her, will you be able to do it? Because you've done it in the past. I'm not even sure if that loan has been like closed, but if you are able to do it, will you be able to do it? She was like, Jai Baba, Akshay, I'm so happy that you're doing this. Let's get started right away. And this was so unbelievable. I just looked at my mom and like, did this really happen? Because we didn't even consider her that she would ever possibly do it. And she was like, oh, my mom was like, oh my God, this also happened. Everything started falling into place. Literally everything. She was like, I cannot sign the loan right now, but because of certain reasons, she was not working at that time. She was like, but I will ask my husband to do it for you. So her husband is the one who kind of co-signed the loan for me. I mean, obviously, I am the one who's taken the loan, but he's co-signed it for me. He's taken the guarantee for me. And later on, like she was like, my husband would never even do it for his own sister. He didn't do it for his own sister, but somehow like he's doing it for you because we believe in you. We have that faith in you. So that's the reason why I could convince him. I was like, this is completely impossible, whatever has happened. But thank you. This is what I had tears in my eyes. My mom had tears, and we were literally like, how did that even happen? And Baba made it possible. I would say Baba is the one who made it possible. For me, having anxiety for all these years as to which college, how will I manage this? How will I manage that? I used to constantly talk to my friends in the US and I used to be like, how do you manage eating? How do you manage cooking? How do you manage cleaning? And they used to be like, oh, you're stressing a lot about all these things. Don't worry, just come over here, everything will be sorted. I used to be like, no, it will not be sorted because I need to know everything. So somewhere I feel that Baba himself like just took away that anxiety. Just literally he took the whole element of that out of me. And here I am in the US for my visa. Again, the visa thing was so like, again, another story. I've been to the Delhi consulate, and over there, my agency was like, you have to do it in 2 days. Now that you have got the admit, now your loan has been, everything is sorted. We are booking a slot for you. In 2 days, you have to go. So the next day, I have to go to Delhi. I have to fly to Delhi. So I went to Delhi, and my interview was supposed to be at this point of time. And while I was in the line, so there's this lady who tells you like, you have to go to this number, you have to go to that number, that. So I was just, and everybody told me, don't go to the number 13 counter because obviously that person has very high rejection rate. So I was like, okay, fine, let's pray that I don't get there. And while I was going there, that guy looked at me, the number 13, and he looked at, and I smiled at him. And then luckily that lady told me to go to the counter number 11. Let me tell you, this number 11, I don't know, but I've been seeing it left, right, center. Everywhere that I go, I'm talking about before this thing. Everywhere that I go, I see number 11. I see number 11. And I'm asking my friends also, like, what is with the number 11? Tell me. I Google and I'm like, why am I seeing number 11? So a lot of people said it's a good number. So I was like, chalo, good. So I went to number 11 and I was seeing this lady had rejected at least 3 people before me. 3 students were rejected. So I was right over there and I was like mentally preparing myself that I'll be rejected. So how will I recoup my 5 lakh or whatever rupees that I had invested in this entire process? How will I be, what will I do to kind of compensate for that? So now comes my, before me, there was one guy, he was rejected. So she was in a very sad state at that point, that lady. And I went over there and the first thing I did was I smiled at her and I looked at her and then she called me over there and then she asked me a series of questions. Uncle, believe me, with every question that she was asking, this lady who was completely sad for the last 5 to 10 minutes because of the continuous rejection that she looked at me, she was asking a question, okay, what are you doing in the US? Where are you going? So she was looking at me and she was smiling as if she knows me or smiling as if, that like, I'm so pleased to have you. You're like in that sense. So I was also like looking at her and smiling, giving her the answers. And then after one answer, she did like that. She just showed me her palm like that. And she was like, She started typing. And then after something, she murmured something, blah, 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 blah. I was like, what? And she's like, congratulations, your visa is approved. Have a good stay in the US.
Wow.
And that, that was the moment I completely, that was the most amazing feeling that I ever had. Really unbelievable. Look, can you hear the clouds
Mm.
thundering? So, so that was the moment. And I came out and I called my family and I was like, finally, it has happened. So now everything is done. Only thing left for me to do is go to the US now. So I came back, I met a couple of friends, I met my family, and then we packed, and I had to immediately, and that too, I had to immediately leave for the US. I wasn't even prepared for that. 1 hour, like my cab was down and my suitcase wasn't even packed. I clearly remember one day before me going to the US, Bhaktawar auntie and Hila auntie visited Pune, and they were like, we want to just see all the spots in Pune. So I was like, okay, but I have my flight tomorrow, but let's see, I'll try my best to kind of take you to all the Baba places. And also we went to Baba house. Because of them, I could go to Baba house, take the darshan. I went to Babajan Dargah. I went to Guru Prasad, Pune Center. And so before coming to the US, all these darshans also had happened. And I knew that for a significantly long period of time, I will not be able to take the darshan. So
See
I
how
was
he
very happy.
orchestrates everything. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is. So here I am. But I would also like to say, Uncle, one more thing, that now I'll go to the Dr. Gani play. Every single time that I used to go from Pune to Bombay and from
Sorry.
Bombay to Pune. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we have a song now? A small break,
Okay. Okay.
please.
Okay. So I don't know which one should I sing, but I will. Okay, I'll sing this very first song that I had written.
Arewa.
It's called Hum Baba Premi. It's based on a very popular Hindi song music. So I'd written this when I was in the 6th grade. So it could be very, very childish, but I'll sing it anyway. So Avtar Meher Baba Ki Jai. ओ मेरे मेहर बाबा सबसे प्यारे हो तुम मेरे माता मेरे ही पिता है मेरे मेहर बाबा हम बाबा प्रेमी हम मेहर प्रेमी हम बाबा प्रेमी हम मेहर प्रेमी ओ मेरे मेहर बाबा सबसे प्यारे हो तुम मेरे माता मेरे ही पिता है मेरे मेहर बाबा हम बाबा प्रेमी हम मेहर प्रेमी हम बाबा प्रेमी हम मेहर प्रेमी सब मिलकर ध्याएंगे मेहर का ही नाम मिलेगा हमको मीठा फल इस काम के बाद सब मिलकर ध्याएंगे मेहर का ही नाम मिलेगा हमको मीठा फल इस काम के बाद सबसे मीठा सबसे प्यारा मेहर नाम सबसे मीठा सबसे प्यारा मेहर नाम हम बाबा प्रेमी हम मेहर प्रेमी हम बाबा प्रेमी हम मेहर प्रेमी हम बाबा प्रेमी फैलाए आपका नाम इस युग के हर कण कण में जो है अनजान हम बाबा प्रेमी फैलाए आपका नाम इस जग के हर कण कण में जो है अनजान हर कोई जानेगा फिर में है यह नाम हर कोई जानेगा फिर में है यह नाम हम बाबा प्रेमी हम मेहर प्रेमी हम बाबा प्रेमी हम मेहर प्रेमी राम कृष्ण मोहम्मद पैगंबर आपका नाम इस युग के अवतार है मेहरबान राम कृष्ण मोहम्मद पैगंबर आपका नाम, इस युग के अवतार है मेहरबान। कहता मेहर अक्षय लो तुम मेहर नाम, कहता मेहर अक्षय लो तुम मेहर नाम। हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी। ओ मेरे मेहर बाबा, सबसे प्यारे हो तुम, मेरी माता मेरे ही पिता है मेरे मेहर बाबा। हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
It's wonderful. This was wonderful.
Thank you.
Akshay, you don't know, you really don't know who you are and what you're doing. तुम कौन सी आत्मा हो, कौन सी मिट्टी से बने हो, we have no idea, we have no clue. But all that I can say is कि आपके सर पे उनका हाथ है.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank you so much.
And वो कहते हैं ना कि उनकी नजर, my नजर is on you. This is what it is. This is what it is. Of course, he makes us go through all the trials and tribulations till the end. वो पानी में यहाँ तक डुबाते हैं, and then फटाक से निकाल के he gives you the world. So that's what it's all about. This is what it's all about.
Definitely, Uncle.
What else would you like to tell us about your Meher Baba's experience?
Yeah, so I'll tell about the Dr. Gani experience.
Ah.
So as I was saying, so I used to go from Pune to Mumbai, and then I used to the easiest and the quickest way was the local train. So I used to like, because my parents used to be like, will you be able to, because I don't travel in that local train, and they were like, we don't even think so you will be able to do that. Why don't you go in that cabs that are there? But then I used to be like, no, but then that takes at least 5 hours, the cabs. So I was like, I can't do that because I anyways have a set number of hours over there in Bombay that I need to dedicate. So then they used to be like, okay, then well and good. If you're doing that, then understand it's not going to be an easy task going in that train. So every time I used to wake up at 6 in the morning. I had to catch that train by 7. So every day, and then my mom used to either like give me eggs or something for breakfast, and I used to pack that, and I used to come in the train. And believe you me, uncle, like it's so tough to actually get inside that train. Firstly, forget about getting a spot, because there are like at least thousands of people just waiting for that general compartment. I used to never have that ticket because I never pre-booked my tickets. And whenever I used to pre-book the tickets, I used to understand that, today I don't have to go. So I was made to go in the general compartment. Baba made me to go through that. And, but whenever I went in, I used to, somebody or the other used to kind of, get up, and they used to be like, please sit over here. Somebody used to move, and they used to be like, please sit. Whereas there used to be hundreds of people standing over there in that cramped space, and somebody used to offer me a seat. And even if not immediately, then after maybe half an hour or something, somebody used to be like, oh, like why didn't you not tell me to move? I would have moved, and you can sit in that spot. There's like ample space. Or somebody would be standing over there right next to me, and they used to start a conversation with me. And by the time that conversation would end, we realized that we are already at Dadar. So some way or the other, this used to happen, and that commute was managed. And I clearly remember Janice Didi was the one. She used to, the first day itself, she bought me like a lot of parathas and all. She used to be like, eat this because, you obviously come from, it used to be hectic. And even while going back, she used to guide me, okay, go here, take this cab, go there, do this, blah, blah, blah. So once I clearly remember, while I was going, I had to go back to Pune. She said that you catch this cab and go at this particular like train stop, because the other one you already missed. So you go at this one, and you don't have much time. So you pick up some chicken, like some chicken dish from this restaurant over here next to the center, and you go. So I picked that chicken dish, and by the time I could pick that chicken dish, that already a lot of time had passed, and I was like, I told that owner, look, I have to catch this train. If not, I don't even know when I'll reach Pune, and I want to reach early because I'm tired. So he was like, don't worry. Then they wrapped that dish like as soon as they could, and they gave me, and I sat in the cab and I rushed over there, and I was telling the driver, like, please run, please make your cab run now. And he was like, look at the traffic. And I could see the traffic for myself, and it was so much of traffic over there. And he said, it's the like, we reached a point, and he was like, bhaiya abhi to possible hi nahi hai ki tumko train milegi, abhi to chhoot gayi tumhari train. So I told him, keep your mouth shut, you take God's name, I'm taking Baba's name, and we'll just do that. And quite literally, it was so much of traffic, but quite literally I did that, and he also was taking God's name. He was a very nice guy, he was a Muslim, and he was taking God's name, and I was taking, and to Baba's name, Baba, and we crossed a very busy junction in no time. We crossed it. And somehow I managed to reach the train stop, that station over there, and somehow I took the ticket. I was taking the ticket, and that the ticket person, the person in that window, he was like, oh, it's impossible, you've missed the train, it's about to leave, it's already left. This is what that person said. I said no, and I grabbed it from that person's hand, and I ran towards the train. And then I saw that the whistle, they were blowing the whistle and all. It was about to move, and I didn't know which train it was, because I didn't see the ticket. I didn't even know where I was running. I ran over there, and I was like, I just came to one door, and I was like, is this going to Pune? And those people, they grabbed my hand, they pulled me inside, and the moment they pulled me, the train picked up in incredible speed. I would have missed, and then I would have to wait over there or something. And the moment it picked up speed, they took me inside, and somehow they made a spot for me to sit. The moment we reached Dadar, that train was so crowded that poor those people who gave me place to sit, they themselves had to stand. It was that heavily crowded. Every moment, uncle, Baba had taken care of me. From going to Bombay, coming back home from Bombay, every aspect, there was, sometimes there used to be like this trouble, but then not much. Doing Dr. Gunny play was in itself such a big experience. I had never seen a Bombay Center play. I had known only a couple of Bombay Center people, like Cyrus uncle and all, because they used to visit our place earlier. That's all that I had known, like very, very few people. But gradually I got to know a lot of people. And working with Meher Nosh was, I think, one of the most incredible experiences that I've ever had. And I always tell him, and the whole thing, everything just fell into place, like me doing the plays at Pune Center, and then God preparing me to do something on this big scale. Or maybe it was a gift. This is what I say. It was a gift of Baba, he gave me that gift before I could fly off to the US. I remember, when I was just sitting, when I sat down to decide whether I should do this or not, I said, look, Aki, you anyways will be going to the US. So this is the one chance you have. Either you take it or like you lose it. And I said, I don't want to regret something for my life. I will do this no matter what it takes. I had to dedicate, I gave in 1000% of myself for that play, like 1000, in terms of acting, in terms of and I'm happy that it turned out beautifully. Whatever role they had assigned me, whatever the little part was there, I did that beautifully. I'm happy, and for life, I know I'll cherish this. Of course, if get an opportunity to work again with the center, definitely. But even after that, I clearly remember I told Baba before the play, I told Baba, look, it's your best friend's play. I'm going to, and I'm doing that. So you give me the power to do justice to it. After the play and everything, I was in the changing room. I was just about to take that thing off because we had to go for the final bow down as well. I was just, I removed that shirt and I put it on the table. And then there was this mascara, or that kajal ka mark was there on that. And that mark was literally in the shape of a smiling face.
Wow.
It was like 2 eyes and 1 smile. And I was like, oh God. Then I realized, no, Baba, you're happy. That means you're happy with me. So I'm happy that I did this. And even uncle for life. And when I came back, the next year, the 2020 play that we did at Pune Center, that happened at, again, such another level. Like for all these years that I was doing, people came up to me and they were like, now we see that you have, now you are literally, quite literally prepared, and you're doing amazing work. Now you're quite, in literal terms, you're prepared. This is what people told me. And because it did, we took this story from Lord Meher. My mom, she read that story and she gave it to me, and I was like, this is it, we'll do it. And just the bringing together everything on the stage, I think somewhere my experience of the Bombay Center, it helped me to grow and to learn and to do better. So, and the dance that we did was again amazing. Everything went on to another level. And me and my mom, we were sitting and we were like, how did that even happen? Because people came up to us and said that the dance was as if, like it happens in some award function. It was like that big and glamorous, and it was on that big level. And when we saw the video, we also felt quite literally. And we said, how did that even happen? Then we realized, then immediately the following months, it was lockdown. Everything shut down. Pune Center shut. Everything that we were supposed to even do plays for Bombay Center, that also like halted for the moment. And Baba birthday program for 2021 also was kind of, it was all virtual. So nobody has performed. So I felt, Baba took, for me, I'm not saying that it is in general, for me, he took everything to that level to have that pause now for the COVID situation. So he took it, and I tell my mom, he groomed me to that very, very amazing level. And then he was like, now wait, now do your stuff. And now probably whenever he calls me back, I'll come back and I'll continue from where I'd left. Or maybe I'll do here also, whatever I'm doing. We are doing a lot of things virtually. So
Probably
but I'm
if you
extremely
to act in a play, we will all have to come to US and perform.
Oh my God. Probably. But
Okay.
this is what, yeah.
Can we take a pause here and ask people to question? Any questions from anybody? Go ahead. Shoot now or hold your peace forever. Go ahead. Chalo, come on, people, participate, yeah. So gaye kya sab log?
May I ask, please, Sam Uncle?
Ji, go ahead.
Jai Baba. Akshay, you come across as a very sweet young person who's so dedicated to Baba. At the end of all the lovely things that you said, I still am at a loss as to what you are doing in US in terms of, are you into dramatics or in art form? What is it that you do in US or study?
No, well, I'm over here to pursue masters in computer science.
Sorry?
I'm pursuing masters in computer science.
Okay, all the very best.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely the reverse from the cultural this thing to the technical, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
Uncle, can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sorry, Akshay, after you.
Oh, no, nothing. So I was just saying that I feel that the art, the singing, dancing, acting, whatever, I'm very happy that it's only for Baba and not for like generally for the world, to kind of enjoy or something. I'm very happy.
May I just interject for a minute? Madhusudan Pund, he used to write so many bhajans. There was a whole book printed on his bhajans and all that. He was a very good singer, this, that, and the other. And in those days, he had this itch for joining the All India Radio. That time there was no television or anything. The best thing you could achieve was to go and sing on All India Radio. And poor chap, he went several times, 2-3 times, and kept telling Baba, I'm not getting through. Finally, on the third count or something, Baba said, I want you to sing for me.
Wow.
I want you to sing for me. So, this is what it is. जो उनके अपने है, उनको वो पकड़ के रखते हैं. उनको ऐसे मैदान में छोड़ नहीं देते. He doesn't throw you amongst the crowds. He holds you on dearly to his chest. Go ahead now. Tell us what.
And what better opportunity, right, Uncle?
Yeah,
Who better can we sing for, perform for than he himself?
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Janice Didi, please continue.
Yeah, I just heard you say that Baba had visited home, your
Yeah.
place. Yeah,
Yes.
so I mean, any special memories that you've heard about, Baba's visit from your elders?
Oh, there's like many
Can you
things that
share
I've.
something like, really you could share with us
Yeah.
there? You know?
Okay. So what happened was my grandmom, Mrs. Kalavati Bandilu, who's now with Baba. So she was the one who convinced Baba to visit us. So what was happening at that point of time? Baba was visiting the homes of all the Baba lovers. At least 5 homes in Pune or something he had decided, or maybe 100 homes that he was going to visit. Something was there. I don't clearly remember. And Baba then, because even our family was pretty close. So Baba, he called my family to Guru Prasad for a darshan program, and he told us that, look, it won't be possible for me to visit you guys at your place because what the thing was, my Bhavani Pet house, it was like a big, like that Vada kind of homes you have, like those old times, like 2 floors. So we used to stay on the second the top floor, and niche ka we had given on rent. So Baba said, look, I cannot be coming up because it was after his accident, the American accident. So he said, I won't be able to come because it's like really upstairs and because of my leg and all. So my grandmom, so she told, this is what she told me also, that she told Baba that, अरे बाबा, जो आपने वो दर्द सहन किया है आपके एक्सीडेंट का, वो तो आपका डिवाइन वर्क है ना, इसीलिए तो आपने सहन किया, और आप तो भगवान हो, तो फिर आपको क्या तकलीफ होगी, आप तो आ सकते हो ऊपर कैसे भी करके, लाइक it's not going to be tough for you. You are the one who's responsible for the world. And how can you not come up? How can you not climb one floor and come up? So Baba looked at Eraj, and then this is what she says. Baba looked at Eraj and he smiled, and even Eraj Kaka smiled. And then Baba was like, अरे बट तुम्हारा घर जो है वो इतना पुराना है, it's so old, because that house itself was probably built in during the time of the British people. So बाबा said, इतना पुराना घर है, मैं और मेरी मंडली अगर वहां पर आते हैं तो अगर गिर विर गया तो फिर कौन रिस्पॉन्सिबल होगा हमारे, if something happens to me, what who's going to be responsible? Then my grandmom was like, अरे नहीं, but आप तो भगवान हो ना, आप आओगे तो गिरेगा कैसे? You can definitely not make that happen. So Baba again was laughing, and it was like, Erich Kaka was laughing. And then Baba immediately said, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. sharp, I will be there. And it was evening time when they had visited Baba. So all people in the house, like me, my family, like the Bundellu family, even the Thade family was there with us at that time. So like they used to stay with us. So all of them, they came together and everybody started, cleaning the house and, decorating. And उस वक्त पे इतने financially वो लोग इतने भी वो नहीं थे, and there was no time also to go and get some decoration stuff. And also whatever they had, these saris and all, my grandmom said that she and my grandfather's younger brother, his wife, Kusum Dadi. So both of them, they took all their amazing saris that they had and they started decorating the wall where Baba would be sitting. And they had ordered for 2 large cakes in the bakery that was next to our house. And everybody was cooking and cleaning and everything. And so in the morning, sharp at 8 a.m., Baba arrived at our place. And he because he had this issue with the leg. So what they did was, my grandfather and his brothers, so they tied a rod, like a big rod, near the stairs so that he can hold that and come up. So that is what he did. He came in from the front door, then he went in the middle room, and that middle room is the room where me and my parents used to stay for most of like 16 years of my life. And like that. So he came over there, he sat over there, and he had some snacks like cakes and tea and all that. And we still have all the vessels, we still have the napkin from which he had wiped his hands, we still have the stains on that, the cup, the chair, everything we have. He gave the darshan. My entire family, like my great grandfather was also there. My great grandmother, she had passed away probably at that time, but he was there. So everybody, every single family member was there. Gaikwad uncle, who is also, his father was a very significant part of the Pune center. He was there, his family was there, Pratap Dadaji, he was there, Thade family was there, and all the like Baba loving family at that point of time, they were there, and they had a nice darshan program, clicked a lot of pictures, and Baba went in the kitchen room, and then he waved off to the people at the back, because there is another door, entry door from the kitchen. So he waved off to all the crowd that was standing on the road over there, and he did the darshan, and then he went. So it was pretty nice situation actually.
Any other memories?
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you.
Uncle, many memories really, if we like, if I have to say. But there was once Baba had asked my family to kind of make particularly for him, he had asked that I need food from your house from today for this day. So my grandfather, what he did was, he bought like couple of hens. So he was like, let's Baba, we'll give Baba chicken. So they had bought, and they had kept them in the angan over there. And my grandmom used to kind of just put all these, whatever the food, that dana and all that to those hens, and thinking that they'll eat and they'll be healthy, and so that we can serve them to Baba. These hens, they used to not even move. Forget eating. They would just be at one place. This is what my grandmother told me. They used to just sit at one place, and my grandmom was wondering like, what is happening? What is wrong with them? So after a couple of days, she asked my grandfather to go visit Eraj Bhai and ask him why they are not eating. So my grandfather met Eraj Bhai, because Eraj Kaka's house was near to our house at that point of time. Later on, he moved. So my grandfather went, and he asked like, what is the situation? They are not eating anything. So then Eraj Bhai said that, Are Baba doesn't eat chicken. And then they realized, oh, okay, no chicken. And then he came back home. He told my grandmom that this is the case. Now, when he told her, my grandmom says that was the moment those hens, they were like flying. They were literally flying and jumping around all angan, and they were eating whatever they could eat. So that was a very funny situation. And then, of course, we sent mutton to Baba. So that was, like, there are many things like like the interactions that my family has had with Baba. So
I really wish we had some more time.
I know.
Because for you, the day has just started, and our people are busy. A lot of them had gone to the Dhuni site and everything.
Yeah.
It's Dhuni Day, which is very auspicious. Yes.
Wow.
So, anybody else wants to ask anything? Can you, in a split second, think of the best moment that you felt Baba's connection with? Very briefly.
Well, honestly, uncle, like, I've always felt that, but particularly after the performances, whenever I perform, after we are done with that, that's the moment I feel. Particularly, I remember it was the 50th anniversary of Guru, that East-West Gathering Darshan program. 50th, and we were in Mehrabad, and we had done a play with Bombay Center. Like, you remember, like, we had done that play, and we had done one more play with Dr. Ashima, in which I had played Eraj Kaka's role. So that message of that play was, whatever skills you have, you use it to drive, others, take others to lead them towards God. That was the message. So I remember, like, that was the moment I went back to MPR, and I was just in the balcony, like, for really late at night. And I had this incredible feeling that I was feeling really close to, and I was just like saying, thank you, Baba. Thank you so much for these beautiful opportunities and these realizations, understandings. Thank you so much. And I had tears in my eyes, and my friends were with me at that point of time. So that was one of the most amazing experiences. But in general, it's been all the time, not just once, like all the time.
Okay, my dear friend, we'll have to love you and leave you. So go ahead and start with a dhun.
Uncle, sorry, Dilshad has raised her hand.
Oh, Dilshad, sorry.
No
My
problem.
apologies.
No, not at all. No problem, Sam uncle. I understand. Akshay, if I heard it rightly, you said that Baba, he didn't eat chicken, but you sent mutton. Is that right? Did I hear it
Yeah,
rightly?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, because I was made to understand that he did not eat non-veg, so I'm a little surprised. That's why I'm asking.
I I'm not sure, but I think Baba ate mutton, right? That is
He never made any distinction about all these things.
okay.
And of course, he preferred vegetarian, yes. But
Oh,
his contention was that it's not what goes into your mouth, it's what comes out of your mouth that is more important. That is what Baba had said. So
And one,
whatever is served with love, he accepts it.
uh,
That is the way I see it.
Akshay, when you said that the ladies of the house used the saris to decorate, it really gave me goosebumps. And Sam
what did
Uncle,
I?
when you said that Baba holds on to us, it gave me again goosebumps because we've always heard about, we holding to his
Arey,
body.
nahi, 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 nahi. That is the illusion that we have that we are holding on to him. अरे बाबा हमारी क्या औकात है हमारी क्या औकात है कि हम खुदा को ये खुदा ही हमको खुद पकड़ के रखा है अर्चना ग्रोवर गो अहेड
Akshay, Jai Baba. It was lovely
Yeah,
hearing you
Vanti.
today. How are you? Okay,
I'm
I
good.
wanted to ask you, you spoke about training children in the beginning years when you had your
Hmm.
drama dance. So did you pass on any of your dedication and love for Baba to them, your devotion that you possess?
That's a very good question. Um, I feel I tried, but what I
Okay,
feel is that maybe they have that kind of affection and love for Baba, but maybe not that much.
right.
For them, it was more about we being on stage, we being doing these things, just having a good time, and that's what they
Okay,
did, and that's what they are doing so far. In terms of affection for Baba and all of that, I'm not sure. Maybe like how I was young and I wasn't really prepared. My family used to force me.
yes.
Maybe it's the same thing I'm trying, and maybe after a couple of years, they might
After,
just realize,
right,
you
right.
know,
After a
hmm,
period of time, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. But they
this
do tell
is
my parents right now that, oh, we remember how Akshay Bhaiya used to teach us and put us on that stage, and so maybe sometime, maybe in the future, they might just feel.
Yes.
see
Thank you.
this is my perception that this is how Baba sows his seeds of love in the little ones that you trained and this and that, and someday or the other these seeds will germinate into a full-fledged Baba lover. That is my
Right.
Two more
But
people have been asking questions, wanting to ask questions. Go ahead. Hello? आगे सब लोग. Janice? Anybody?
Yes, Mr. Mystery.
हाँ जी, go
Sorry,
ahead.
Vignya Mystery. Vignya, you go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, hi, this is Nimesh. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba Bhaiya, how are you?
अरे ये तो अपना एरच आ गया.
So, how are you doing? I mean, it's been long hearing from you. We have been very good, partners in the play. I remember the days. But one thing, I really admire about you is the simplicity and the innocence you used to have during the practices. And I and my brother they used to always discuss this, that how can people be so innocent and so simple. Even you make fun of someone, okay, they would it would become fun upon us because they don't get the gravity of the fun we make. So that's I wanted to tell you, as a as my experience. But what I wanted to ask you is, uh, you have been through this very devoted Baba family in Pune, and how you feel about it. I mean, see, I am also from a family which was connected with Baba. I am born in a Baba family, similarly what you are also. But that individual connection with Baba, okay, how do you feel that family link and your connection? What is overwhelming, that family link or your connection? What is your sense?
Okay, wow. Um, what I personally feel, Bhaiya, is that yes, I feel blessed to be part of a family which has been closely related to Baba, and not just me personally, not my grandparents, but every single one in my family and the extended family. So it sometimes used to feel overwhelming that, nahi, like you have to kind of live up to that uh, that expectation that you have to also perform, you have to do this. But over time, I started enjoying it, and but one thing I'll also say, that none of my family members ever forced me to kind of only believe in Baba or only just do this. Uh, it was, I feel it was somewhere in it. Like my family, this is what they told me, that when I was like hardly 3 years old or something, so they took me to Pandharpur, where there is this shrine. So I looked at that, and they till date they tell me, they were like, "Oh, you looked at it and you were like, this is a ye to patthar hai, Baba kahan pe hai? So मैं क्यों पैर पड़ूं?" Like that. That was your approach, and that was what you said. So they encouraged me, but I feel somewhere I had this innate feeling for Baba, and for me, and I always told Baba that you do something good for me or you don't do anything good for me, irrespective of everything, anything of that, I will believe in you, and I believe in you. Like I believe in you. So that connection, I feel, was always there. Just the situations and everything in life just strengthened that feel for me. This is what
Next
I
question.
personally tell. This is how I tell myself. I'm not trying to kind of just brag about it or something. It's for me. This is what it is. Like, yeah.
Next and the last question, please. Somebody else wanted to ask?
I don't see any hands raised, so
Are
I'm not sure. Anybody wants to ask, please unmute yourself and ask.
Nobody. Okay, Akshay. Let's start with the Dhoon. The Dhoon means getting mad with his name. That is my perception of the Dhoon. So do it in such a way that we go mad with joy to an extent where he penetrates straight into our hearts and the tears come rolling out. ऐसी एक धूम सुना और उसके बाद बाबा की आरती कर एंड दुकान बंद कर देंगे हम. चलो.
Okay, I'll try my best. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, oh Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, मेहर बाबा, मेहर बाबा, ओ मेहर बाबा, 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 ओ मेहर बाबा, 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 ओ मेहर बाबा, 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 मेहर बाबा। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। बुझावे नार जलतनी कर खुद रत्न फरमातु छेलागे आश भक्तों ने के बख्श दे नूरे मातु आया मुर्शद मेहर बाबा चरण पर तूस न धरिए सर।
खुदाना साथ थी वाके कई बैठो मेहरबान तू। Jai Baba, everybody. Akshay, do
Jai
you,
Baba.
do you know that you were muted? Entire Aarti, we could not hear you. At least that's what I felt. Was it true? Is it true, Janice?
Yes, I didn't want to
Yes.
disturb him because
And
he used to engrossed in the
and
Aarti.
and it proves one more point.
Can you hear me?
मेरे रोंगटे खड़े हो जाते हैं ये बताते हुए. It proves one more point where in the beginning of that message Baba said to Mrs. Ghani कि तुम खुदा को दिल से दुआ करो. He doesn't want all these prattles, you know. दिल से दुआ करो. तो ये जो हुआ, जो दिल से हुआ was with silence. And this is the most significant Aarti I have ever seen.
I'm so sorry.
No, it is the best thing that could have happened, my friend. It's the best thing that could have happened. And I'm ever so grateful to God, Meher Baba, for conducting this entire program the way he willed it. And we've crossed our time barriers all the way, but that doesn't matter. If anybody wants anything to say, go ahead. Otherwise, we will close the shop now. Janice?
Yes, uncle. Thank you so much, Akshay. I mean, even though we could not hear the words, the the feeling was conveyed of the Aarti, and I think that's why nobody interrupted. Everybody enjoyed the silence, feeling of reciting the Aarti. So thank you, Baba, for everything.
I'm
And
so
this is the
sorry.
first time we've experienced, not at all. Like Uncle said, it's all Baba. It's his will.
Before we sign off, I see Menos Mehta on the thing. Menos, can you give us your feedback on this, please?
Thank you, Sam. Hi, Akshay. Jai Baba. I'm just traveling back and I thought I'll log in and listening. So I heard a few things. It was quite interesting to see you speaking with so much of passion. Your dedication and your love for Baba was very, very visible. So keep going, keep doing what you are doing. But remember always that it is not you who is doing anything. It is he who is doing it. Perhaps he has chosen you for some as a medium to do some work. So never let that go into your mind that you are doing anything or I am doing anything. That would be a fatal mistake that any one of us can ever make in our lives. And on the Aarti part, my frank opinion is that when we do Baba's Aarti, we do it all together because that is what he wanted and that is what pleases him. And so even if there is a break in between, the Aarti together should be done and should be completed all together. In any case, it has happened today, it is fine. But thank you, Akshay. I think whatever little that I heard, I thoroughly enjoyed your thoughts. And for someone so young to have so much dedication and love for Baba, it is only inspired by him. All the best to you. God bless.
Menos, would you like us to recite the Aarti one more time?
Sam, I think it is done now, so it is fine. I think there may be a technical hitch or something, but my only very personal submission is, since we are doing it all together, next time we can, we just rectify this and do it all together. It's my personal submission, but call is yours. Fine.
Okay, Akshay, I feel we rectify the fault right now and do it one time. Go ahead.
Okay. Should I take the Australian Aarti?
Whatever.
Yes. Go ahead.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. O glorious eternal ancient one, your face is a bright transcendental sun. Light in this dark world and the tears I weep. My heart meher I give to you to keep. Creator yet creation bless you are. Truth and truth's body divine avatar. Who through compassion the three worlds maintains. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling spokes of breath of the world's wheel that bears me on to death. Unless you who are infinitely kind, break the wheel's hum which is condition mine. These saints incense my love, these fruits my heart, which to please you I have shaped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining garden. You are myself, I sing to you in praise and beg your love to bear me through the days. Till you, the ever-living perfect one, fill you my darkness with your shining sun. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai Baba, everybody. Jai Baba. Thank
Jai
you.
Baba. Thank you. Thank you, Akshay. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. That was
Thank you,
beautiful.
Meher.
Thank you.
Akshay, sukhi raho, abad raho. Remember just one favorite quote of Baba's. It's my favorite quote. When you become his, Baba said, when you become mine, I dare not, care not. जब तुम मेरे हो जाते हो, तब मैं तुम्हारी सब चीजें संभाल लेता हूं. With that, we end today's session. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Ki jai.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, Baba, for everything. We'll see you next week again. Till then, stay safe, take care, and Baba Nigavan. I'll end the meeting for all, Uncle, now.
Homi Irani, do you want to say something? Mr. Fituri? Oh,
Akshay, all the best in your life, and really your speech was really good. I'm really happy that you are so much dedicated to Baba. Baba bless you. All the best.
Thank you so
All the
much.
best.
Thank you, Uncle.
क्या भाषण दिया तूने होमी वाह.
Wow.
Someday you should come on and sing some kawali's like always
Inshallah.
the mawalis.
Yeah, inshallah. Sure.
Inshallah.
Bye, Akshay. Bye, Sam. Bye, bye everyone.
Bye,
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
चलो जेनिस
जय
दुकान
बाबा.
बंद करो अभी.
Yes, thank you. Avatar
जय
Meher
बाबा.
Baba ki jai.
बाबा की जय.
Avatar Meher Baba ki
बाबा
jai.
की जय.
Avatar Meher
तार
Baba
मेहर
ki
बाबा
jai.
की जय.